I mean, in terms of the deficit, one of the criticisms of the leadership contenders has been you haven't set out a clear policy to reduce the deficit. What's your policy?
My policy takes as its starting point Alistair Darling's plan at the election, which we set out to halve the deficit in 4 years. But I think that should be a starting point. I said we could do a different balance of taxation and spending, getting more from the bank levy, for example, because I think that will help protect public services and benefits like child benefit and the winter fuel payment. But the problem with this government is it has no plan for growth. It's cutting back in building schools for the future, which will harm the construction industry. It's not investing in the future green industries, which will mean that there are fewer jobs in that. And unless we have a plan for growth, we won't have a credible plan to tackle the deficit. The government wants to convince you the only thing that matters is the deficit. That isn't right. We need to cut the deficit, but we also can't damage our society and our economy in the way they're doing.
We've seen Tony Blair's biography come out. I don't think you're mentioned in it, I've checked, but what's your reaction about this bad blood between Gordon Brown and Tony Blair again?
I mean, it's like a marriage, and it was a rocky marriage, but it was successful, I think, for our country and our party. But we need to move on. We've got to move on from the past. And Tony Blair was a great servant of our party. He did amazing things, but we've really now got to look forward, and that's what my campaign's about.
One of the things you're standing out on is Iraq. You feel that the Labour Party got it wrong. Did you impart these views to Gordon Brown and other figures within the Labour Party? Yeah,
anyone who talked to me at the time knew what my view was on Iraq, although I wasn't obviously a member of Parliament at the time. What I think, though, is that the key question is, do we understand that we've got to draw a line under Iraq? We've got to accept that we made a mistake, and we have to move on as a political party. And that's what I've said in my campaign.
Final question. Two brothers in a leadership election. How have you coped with that, and also how have you balanced your family commitments? One of the questions we put to all the candidates is how do you balance you've got a young family, you've got the baby on the way. How do you
It's obviously tough on your family most of all, because you don't get to see your kids, and I don't get to see my partner as much as I would like. I think as far as my brother is concerned, I love him very much. I did before the campaign began, I do during the campaign, and I will at the end of the campaign as well. And if I'm the leader, I will hope that everybody will work with me, and I think that's the way the Labour Party needs to move forward in the future.
Final one. Millions of our viewers deserted Labour at this election. What's your message to them?
My message is that I want to lead Labour so it regains your trust, that we understand the reasons we lost, we tackle issues about low pay, so I'll have a living wage, tackle issues around aspiration, like changing tuition fees, and deal with some of the other issues that people are concerned about, from civil liberties to foreign policy. If we do that, I think we can win back people's trust and get back into government.
Ed Miliband, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.